Hey y'all, it's Angela here again at the chicken coop, and I just wanted to do a little garden chit chat with y'all today and get y'all up to speed about what's been going on here at the chicken coop. So my last video, we cleaned out our chicken coop and got that all done, and we added that manure to our compost pile. And I've done a little bit of sowing this week. I made a fall runner out of just a little 9-patch squares that turned out really cute. And I cut some of my basil yesterday. Remember I had trimmed on that basil and to save some seeds a couple of weeks ago? Well, it had already came back so good and had even got more seeds coming out of it. And so yesterday, since it looked so good, I harvested some. I did another cutting, a big cutting back of that, and I'm dehydrating that. I'm dehydrating that for my pantry storage. I have picked some of my peas, but now I've noticed, and I picked a lot more peppers. I did a little garden chit chat about my peppers, and my peppers are still putting on. I've got so many peppers that I've done. And I saved some little peppers, like my little Tabasco peppers, and I've put them, made like a little pepper sauce for like your peas and things like that. I've done a bottle of that. I didn't make a video on any of that because they were just little short little things. I may do that on the little pepper sauce if I get some more. I've got a lot of green peppers on there, so I know I'm gonna have to, at the end, if they don't turn red, I'm gonna have to at least pick the green peppers off of there, of those Tabasco peppers. And I could do a pepper sauce, show you how to make a pepper sauce for that, for your peas. I've got all my fall garden planted except for my Swiss chard. I really needed to, and I probably should have already done it, was plant some Swiss chard, but I've got my broccoli's doing well, my cauliflower's doing well, my cabbage is doing well. I have some parsley left over from my spring garden, and I could really harvest that, and I'm probably going to cut that back and get another harvest of that and get that dehydrated for my pantry storage. I've been cutting back a lot of my plants that have seeds on them and saving seeds. I did that on my bee balm. You can get bee balm by two different ways. You can you can divide the plant, or you can save the seeds. And so I'm probably going to do a little bit of both. Where I planted my bee balm, it was wonderful, but it actually got too tall for where I've got it planted, and so I'm probably going to move it to a different spot. So I saved some of the seeds and I sprinkled them all in that area. And if they don't come up, that's fine. I'll dig this up and move it over there, but I thought, well, I'll at least try to go ahead and seed it in there. So I cut off a lot of those seeds, dried them, and I sprinkled those along the garden area where I want those. I still have some more of that to do. My black-eyed Susans have gone to seed. They're another one that you can do by division or try to do it by seed. My garden's looking really pretty again. It's almost like it's back springtime, so a lot of things are flowering that had stopped flowering because of the heat. My begonias are just doing beautiful. My geraniums are really doing pretty. A lot of things are blooming that had stopped blooming. They're blooming again. So I've got a begonia over here that's just gorgeous. It's huge, and it really looks good. And that's one that I had done a propagation video on, so I'll try to link that up here and show y'all, and I'll try to get y'all a shot of that, how pretty it looks right now. It's so beautiful. It's right here to the right, my left, your right, I don't know. It's over here. So a lot of things are doing really pretty in my garden. That's because of the cool weather. I still have lots of bees visiting my garden, so I don't want to just completely cut everything back. Even my basil, I didn't cut off all of it because it was something for the bees to be able to forage off of. There's still a few little blossoms on my bee balm that they're going to, so just keep that in mind. If you cut everything back, then there's nothing left for the bees, and so I still have lots of time to get all that cleaned up and ready for fall. And I'm real itchy to do that. I'm really itchy to get all my beds prepared and move on to the next season. I have done that because I planted my fall garden, but I have some raised beds that don't have anything in it. I'm itching to get that ready for springtime. It's a beautiful day. I'm spending a lot of time outside because it's just beautiful. It's just gorgeous out here. This has been a really, really pretty fall. I don't know if it's just always not been a pretty fall and I'm just noticing it because I'm not working, so I have more time to spend outside and actually get to enjoy how nice it is, or if it's just really extraordinarily been nice weather. I don't know. Could be one or the other. I don't know. So I need to get my greenhouse cleaned out. I kind of did a little bit of that the other day. Get my greenhouse all cleaned out because, you know, before long it's going to be time to bring my plants indoors. I'm trying to really pare down my plants. I love propagating plants, and it's not that I don't want to do that, but I don't need them really for the winter. I can propagate them all again in the springtime if I want to, because I really want to concentrate on growing my garden seedlings for myself and to sell any extras that I have. I really want to concentrate on that this year, and so I need a lot of room in my greenhouse to be able to do that, to be able to put the flats of seedlings out. So I'm trying to just kind of pare back some of the house plants and things that I normally would store in the greenhouse. I may take them to my church and let my church store them because they're kind of house plants anyways, and they would look pretty at the church, and then I kind of get them out of my greenhouse area. I take care of all the plants at the church anyway, so if I've got to take care of them, I might as well put them over there and let the church get some use out of them. So that's really all I'm doing. It's getting to be pretty weather. My daughter talked about it's about time to start fishing again, go down to the pond and fishing. You know, my mother-in-law is still here visiting with us for a little while longer, and we have a friend of ours from church let us borrow a little scooter from her, and that was so nice of her. And so we've done a little maiden voyage of her on the scooter, and so we want to get her down to the pond and she can watch us fish and stuff a little bit and see the grandkids and how much fun they have doing that. We got her tootling around in the yard and showed her all the garden, because she had never even seen my garden or my greenhouse, and so we got her riding around out here the other day, and she did a little mini tour of the homestead. My baby chicks are getting big. We tried putting them in there the other day. My husband always does this. He's ready for them to go in there, and they look big, but they're still just babies. They look like they're big in the cage till you put them in there with a big chicken, and then they look so little, and then they kind of get pecked on, which that's just normal. There's a pecking order, and baby chicks are going to get pecked on, but they were just one of them especially was getting pecked on just a little bit too much. So we ended up taking them back out of the chicken coop and putting them back where they were till they got a little bit older, and hopefully they'll do a little bit better as they get a little bit bigger. You always are antsy to get them on into the chicken coop, because it's kind of, you know, you're feeding two different places, and it just gets a little much sometimes. Where we live, there's lots of sweet potato growers, and I bought a box of sweet potatoes from one of the growers here, and I need to get those canned up. I'm going to try, that's on my list of things to do this week, is get those sweet potatoes canned. Get that done and put up and get it out of the way. The other thing was doing that little fall table runner. That was on my list of things to get done, and cutting the basil was on my list. So I've got a lot of my little list checked off. I have to make lists. I forget things if I don't, and then I'll come out here to the garden and go, what was I supposed to be doing? So I try to make a list. That's one thing I would encourage everybody to do, is make a garden to-do list, because it will never fail. You'll get out here and you go, well, what was I going to do? And you'll get sidetracked and be doing something else, especially if you're working and you're still working and you've got all sorts of irons in the fire. You won't get things accomplished that you need to get accomplished, and your garden will get away from you. I better get back to work. Today is Sunday. I've done a couple of videos already today, so you may see me in my same Sunday clothes. But I just enjoyed visiting with y'all. And if you like my channel, please like and subscribe. I'm very close to getting 300 subscribers. So please, if you like my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.